Inviting us into this meditative space. Maybe beginning with a clearing of the spine, if you feel like. So just moving the spine, like stretching forwards and then curving backwards, curving shoulders in and stretching forwards, shoulders backwards, and then shoulders in. And then coming to settle in the middle. Feeling the base of the spine, how it is if we push that forward between the hips, and then we pull our belly inwards, so our bottom of the spine, the sacrum, is going backwards a bit. So it's not the whole spine, just the bottom, and just feeling that ancient old movement that comes from being a being with the vertebrae. And then settling in the middle. So that's a way of waking up the spine to bring alertness and relaxation to the meditation. So feeling in it just at the point between the shoulder blades up there, the bottom of the neck, and the same. Pushing backwards, and then pushing forwards with just the top of the spine. Dropping shoulders down, pushing backwards. And finding the place for the chin where it's comfortable. Sometimes when we're thinking too much, the chin goes forwards. Or when we see lots of people walking with their phones, their chin is forwards. They've got a lot of tension in the neck. So finding a place where it's really comfortable for your whole head to be in relation to your neck, so that it's comfortable to sit in meditation and have that balance of awakeness, energy, and relaxation. And feeling our feet, are they wide enough apart? Maybe adjusting that a bit so that we're not like scrunched up, feet together, as if we're freezing cold or something. And we're not too wide either, just perfect. And feeling the soles of the feet. What kind of texture the soles of your feet are touching. Feeling the texture of the palms of your hands. If your palms down on your thighs, or if your palms up, you'll feel the upper part of your skin of your hands. You'll feel against the cloth of your clothing. Just feeling how that contact is. Elbows out a little. So we've placed ourselves in a way that's comfortable for meditation. Feeling inside now at what energy we're bringing to this meditation. And is there flow? So all those parts we woke up with, the spine and the feet on the ground and the hands and the shoulders balanced. Is there flow in the whole of the body, or is there a place maybe where there's some blockage? And we can bring some very kind awareness to that place, breathing into it. And just allowing it to unblock on its own through that breathingness. Just sitting a few moments quietly, feeling into what it's like to be in touch, connected in this way. And just like at the airport when they're watching the baggages, on the TV. They're seeing inside the baggage. You can just be watching the carpet rolling along, the baggages that we have inside. Just noticing without grabbing onto, without diving into it. Without judging whatever is here now for you as allowed or not to be there. Everything's allowed to be here. Feeling out for, is there some steadiness somewhere in us? In the flotsam and jetsam, that's the stuff that floats along rivers and canals and the sea. And what's floating by in us? Is there some steadiness somewhere underneath, in between, around, in the middle? Some balanced, steady point somewhere in us. Could be in our bones, in our teeth, or a particular place in the body, or a steadiness in our mind, in our emotions, in all a kind of a grouping of all of that without it being defined. We're feeling out for upekkha, this equanimity, even if it's not perfect and all the time. Somewhere in us, there's some steadiness, some upekkha. We can connect to that place where there's a little bit of steadiness or a huge amount, whatever. Just the posture sometimes, the meditation posture brings some upekkha. Bringing energy if we need. And feeling into what type of energy is required now. If we're too buzzy, too agitated, do we need a bit more calming, being with the breath, anchoring into the body? Or do we need a bit of waking up? And how would you go about that? How do you bring energy into your meditation when it's a bit foggy? So just exploring this factor, this effort, energy aspect for a few moments. This is virya in Pali, effort in meditation. So there's this first inquiry of, where am I at with the energy? And then, I need to calm a bit. I need to anchor a bit. Find my upekkha, my steadiness. Or I need to wake up a bit, brighten the mind. Imagine some bright light or something loving that brings us some brightness, some energy. As we sit in our little meditative boat, bobbing up and down on a big lake, just coming back again and again to sitting in this steadiness, and then bringing in the right attuned type of effort, virya, energy. And we'll get distracted again and again. We'll feel pulled out of presence, of being present, and then just this other quality of patience, kanti. Just remembering to be patient with ourselves in meditation. But it's like learning to walk. And we keep trying to get up and walk, and we flop over and we fall over and we just get up again. This patience in meditation. And on from patience, we can fall into some loving kindness as we discover this capacity for patience. We can also go further into just bringing up in our heart some loving kindness for ourselves, for our practice, for our being here, our willingness for this vulnerability of being in meditation, being in touch, connected. Metta in Pali, loving kindness, sometimes feels like a letting go of what we've been holding in defensiveness. Almost like metta is always there. It's always here in us. We can allow ourselves some metta, some softness, some kindness. Sometimes in this mirror of meditative Dharma. We're focusing on loving kindness, and then we see where there isn't some love, where we've been hard on ourselves, where we've been hard on others. Just allowing that hardness to melt through the feeling seeing of this hardness, bringing metta, bringing loving kindness to our own hardness. Can we feel our own wisdom? Our own wisdom that is realistic about where we're at and also sees clearly, touches back into the wider enlightenment. That knowing, yes, this is freedom. I'll have some more of that. Maybe there's a place where you feel it sits, the wisdom, a location in the body. Where things become clearer, where you recognize what's happening. And letting go, a type of renunciation that we're doing all the time in meditation. We're letting go of the desires that come up, the aversions. We're seeing and letting go, seeing with wisdom and letting go. So this is like a muscle that we can train and work at. Some meditations, there's so much baggage going by, so much floating along. And it's easy to let it go. And sometimes it's more difficult to let it go. We're bringing our patience and our energy, our loving kindness and our steadiness to the practice. We're bringing these qualities to help us in our meditation and in our everyday life. Especially in meditation, as we start to be in touch, connected with our own baggage and also the wider enlightenment. We need these tools, we need these qualities to be able to be in touch. We need our patience and our steadiness. We need to recognize our wisdom. We need to have the right attuned energy. And our patience again and again. Our loving kindness. And from this can come some faith in practice, some saddha in Pali. Like a small flame that we're cupping in our hands so that it doesn't go out when the winds get a bit wild. The flame doesn't go out when the winds of our life blow strong. We have this faith, like this confidence. In this steady place, in this steadiness of life. And these qualities can grow. We can be true to ourselves, can feel our own trueness. Like being honest. With this light of wise awareness, we can feel into where there's something that might feel uncomfortable, some way that we've been that doesn't feel true, where our ethics have been a bit dodgy or not quite with it, and it comes back to distract in meditation. It leaves us nagging our thoughts, maybe disrupting our equanimity. Then it can be really interesting to notice these disruptions. And make an affirmation to ourselves. I'll give up doing that. That unbalances me, that disrupts me. It takes me out of my steadiness. And redirect my energy towards kindness and harmlessness in life. However whichever form that takes for you, without there being a perfect way of doing that. It's different for each person. Where their ethics, where we can feel our ethics that bring a kind of goodness to our lives, and where we get blown over into something else that's not keeping us centered and okay with our own heart. And the last one of these paramis, they're called, these qualities. There are 10 qualities to cultivate in meditation and daily life. And the last one is dana, generosity. And generosity can come in so many forms, like in giving ourselves to our meditation. There's generosity to ourselves to be in the meditation, to let go again and again of what we don't need, of the baggage we don't need. This generosity of giving ourselves into it, giving ourselves into this Dharma. Wholeheartedly. And then it can flow out from this generosity to ourselves and giving ourselves completely, wholeheartedly into the meditation. Your own generosity can flow out into your life and others can benefit. From your patience and wisdom and truthfulness and steadiness and effort. From your letting goes. From your ethical lifestyle. Your faith and confidence. loving kindness. Thank you. So these are a classical Buddhist um, teachings on the 10 Paramis, these 10 qualities that we practice in meditation. And so just meditating often brings some of them on their own, but to have an awareness of them can be really helpful. Sometimes to go, oh, now I need a bit more patience. Now I need a bit more energy. Now, oh, that's wisdom. Oh, okay. So a clear, intentional cultivation, as well as that they are natural also. So that coming together of their natural qualities that we cultivate as well. And then that can go out into our daily life. And they really help with our meditation a lot.